Hello divers, Jeremy here from Gary's Dive Shop. I'm making this video for you today to take you through some of the basic functions of the Sherwood profile dive computers that we use on our rental equipment. I'm not making this video to explain every feature and function that these computers have. They do a lot of things that we're not going to discuss in this video. And if you want some more specific information about them, let us know. We'll get you hooked up with a link to view on your computer or a hard copy of the instruction manual for more specific information. The stuff we're going to talk about today is going to be real basic stuff. But I do also want to point out that we have these computers set up to be as easy and convenient as possible. When you get in the water, they're going to turn themselves on. They're going to log your dive, and they're going to have that information available for you at the end of the dive. So if you feel like you're not really understanding how they work, don't worry about it. We can help you with that later at the dive shop. Okay, let's get started. Hello divers, here we are on the bench with our Sherwood profile dive computer. We're going to discuss 3 different screen modes today. We're not going to talk about everything that this computer does. We're just going to cover some basic stuff. I'm going to use the computer and some pages out of the instruction manual to illustrate that. I want to remind you that we have these set up to be as easy and hands-off as possible. So if you don't know what you're doing with this computer, when you get in the water, it's still going to turn itself on, it's still going to log your dive, and it's still going to have that information available to you at the end of the dive. Okay? So our first mode that we're concerned with is our surface mode. And that's exactly what it sounds like. That's the mode the computer is going to be in when you are at the surface. It has 3 components to it. It has a main screen, which you'll see in the instruction manual here. And then it has a plan screen, which you'll see the computer scrolling through here at the moment. And it also has a fly and DSAT screen, which we're really not going to discuss in this video. Here at the top on the main screen, it's going to show you your dive number. It's going to have your temperature. The most useful information on this screen is it's going to have your surface interval and your time of day. Now on the plan screen, as you see here on the computer, it's going to show a plan. It's going to have some numbers scrolling through, and it's just going to scroll through this by itself, and then it's going to repeat. It's going to go back to this screen and then back to the plan screen. And on the plan screen, it's going to show you a depth and a corresponding dive time available for that depth. And on your second dive, those will be adjusted numbers, adjusted to accommodate your nitrogen intake. Now you'll see this from plan. It's going to go back to your main screen, and then it's going to go back to plan, and it's going to start scrolling through depths and times. And that's basically all there is to that screen. The second mode, or second screen, that we're going to discuss today is going to be your dive mode. This will be the screen that you'll see once you go into the water. The computer recognizes that you're in the water. It sees you've been at 5 feet for 5 seconds, and it will automatically go into this screen, or this mode, if you will. The main information that you're going to find on this screen will be your maximum depth, your current depth, your dive time on this dive, and your remaining no decompression time for the dive. So this is your remaining dive time. From this screen, while you're underwater, if you push the button once, you'll go to an alternate screen, which will show you the temperature, the current time, and your current depth. If you push the button again, you'll simply go back to the last screen. It'll alternate between these 2 screens. There is a third screen that it would go to were you to have any nitrox settings in the computer, but again, we're not going to discuss those advanced settings in this video. These are the basic screens that you're going to see while you're on your dive. The third mode we're going to talk about today is the log mode. This is where you will access the information from your previous dives. To access that log, simply push and hold the button while the computer is in surface mode. It will take you to a screen that shows you log. It will tell you which dive you are looking at. This here will show you that you are diving from sea level, and this will show you your oxygen content, or it will say simply air. There are 2 screens in log mode. Your first screen, as you see here, screen 1, is going to have your temperature. It's going to show you your surface interval before that dive. It's going to show you your maximum depth on that dive and your elapsed time for that dive. If you push the button again, you will get a second log screen. It'll show you screen 2. And this will show you your time in and your timeout, and then it will also give you a maximum oxygen partial pressure, which you're not going to use. The important information here is going to be your time in and time out. And that's pretty much it for the log screen. Now, I told you that we were going to discuss 3 different modes, but I do want to make a mention of a couple other things that this computer might do while you're diving, because these parameters are turned on and active. And these are stop parameters. Were you to go on a deep dive and the computer was wanting you to do a deep stop, it would simply show you that. You're going to get a screen that says deep. It's going to tell you what depth it wants you to stop at and for how long. Probably not useful to you. The one that you're going to use that you want to be familiar with is your safety stop. And you'll get a screen like this. It's going to tell you safe. It's going to tell you what depth it wants you at, and it's going to tell you how long it wants you to be there. Of course, it's going to show you your current depth and your dive time. So when you see this screen, that's going to be for your safety stop. Alright guys, that was the crash course. If there's anything that you're not sure about, let us know. We'll go over it with you. If you have any questions, now's the time to ask. If not, enjoy your dive.